In this video, we will see that how to become unstoppable in GATE numerical solving. Yes, I will describe that what are the stages of numerical solving and how to reach the ultimate stage where you can solve easily the GATE level numerical questions. So before starting to the solution, let me describe that when we start our GATE preparation, we meet these 6 stages in terms of the numerical solvings. The first stage is very obvious. You don't know the concept, approach, formula. You don't know anything about that. The second stage is you know the concept, you know the approach, but you know the concept, you don't know the approach, and you don't know the formula. This stage is also very normal. The third stage is you know the concept, you know the approach, but you don't know the formula. I mean, you know the approach means you know the formula, but you cannot memorize the formula. During the examination, you cannot recall the formula. This is also one stage. The fourth stage is you know the concept, you have the formula memorized, but you don't know the approach. The fifth stage is you don't know the concept, but you know the approach and formula, and by knowing I mean that you can memorize this. You have just memorized the formula, but you don't know that from where the formula comes. The sixth stage is the ideal stage, and we will target this stage only. That is the you know the concept, you know the approach, and you know the formula. You can memorize the formula also. We will see that how to reach this stage. Now you can see very interestingly, I have marked these serial numbers with different colors, right? So first I will talk about the 6. This is green. So green means that is very positive. That is you should target this stage. And this 1, 2 and 3, these are like pink. Now these stages are also okay because these stages are very normal. These stages we will surely face no matter from where we are studying, from where we are starting our preparation. We will surely face this kind of phases. But this phase 4 and 5, these are the most dangerous phases. These phases are not compulsory. These are not something that we should target, or these are not something that we will surely face. You will face this stage 4 and 5 only if your guidance is wrong. Only if your guidance is wrong. If someone is telling you that don't know, doesn't matter if you know the concept or not, you have to just memorize the formula, you have to just memorize this trick to solve this problem, then your GATE exam will be done. Maybe you will solve a bit of 50 to 60 marks in GATE examination, and that can bring you a decent rank to get an MTech in IIT, maybe. But if you aspire to do your MTech in IITs or in IISc, then if you are following this 4 and 5 approach or this 4 and 5 phase, this will be detrimental for you. And for BARC, ISRO, DRDO also, this will be detrimental for you if you are in this kind of phases in 4 and 5. That is, you have memorized the formula, but you don't know the approach, and you have memorized the approach and formula, but you don't know the concept. These are detrimental. Okay. Now, if you are in these steps, in these stages, that is 4 or 5, then my friend, first unlearn your memorized formula. Yes, first accept that I know nothing about this thing. Knowing the formula is almost, or I should say, is worse than knowing the concept and not the formula. Okay, that is, if you know the formula but you don't know that from where it comes, it is worse than only knowing the concept. Okay, now I have talked about so many things, some very negative things also, but now let me tell you a very positive thing. That is, for GATE examination only, the good ability of numerical solving is pretty much achievable. Okay, and the main reason is that the question patterns are very much repeatable. Okay, yes, the question types can change, but more or less the concepts remain same year to year. Okay, and that is why it is actually easier to have that great level, or I should say this phase 6 in the numerical solving ability for GATE examination specifically. You understood? So this is a very positive news to all of us, that if you are targeting GATE examination, it is very easy to reach this level 6. Now I will describe that how to reach the level 6. So there are three steps. The first step is have the concept. Now obviously we will say that yes, it is very obvious. I need to have the concept. I need to learn. But uh, despite sounding very obvious, it is not so obvious. And how? So what we do is we first learn and then we see the numerical examples. So if you go to any good lecture video, maybe I mean it is from NPTEL and maybe it is from something like a coaching source. Okay, no matter what. So they will first make you learn the concept and they will then solve the numerical question. So what we do is first we see the video and we take the notes. After that, we directly see the numerical solving. So this you don't have to do. What you have to do is first, obviously, you should learn the concept. Then what we generally do is we see the solution of the numerical solving that the professor or the teacher is doing in the board. But no, pause that video when you are seeing the question. After seeing the question, pause that video. Yes, just now you have learned the concept. Now, when you are seeing your first numerical solving problem in that class only, then don't directly see the solution. First, see the question, pause the video and try by yourself. Yes, at the first question only, you should try by yourself. Then only you can actually connect the concept to the numerical question. Otherwise, if you are seeing the solutions directly, then believe me or not, these things become disconnected uh, from your theory. Okay, because you see, there are three things, that is concept, the formula, and the approach. Now, this approach, no one can go in your mind for you. Let me repeat it again. The approach, this thing, no one can grow in your mind for you. And this step, that is learn, try and see the solution. This intermediate step, trying, this will grow the approach in your mind. Okay. So you might think that this will help me, that when I will directly see the solution and when the professor or the teacher is live, I mean is solving the questions live, then it might help me to get the approach. No, it will not help you to get the approach, because believe me, when you are not trying by yourself, you are not developing the approach. And this is what is happening. You see the solutions or the steps of the solutions just after the just after learning the concept, and now that thing is embedded into your mind that okay, now this is the type of question, this is the steps that I have to follow. No, this is not the steps that you have to follow. One particular question one particular question can be solved in so many ways. Now you have to find your own unique way. In many cases, you can find ways which are much faster than the way that the professor had shown you. Okay, and that is why this is very important. First, learn the concept, try your first problem by your own. It is okay if you don't get any kind of clue, but try, sit with the problem for at least 5 minutes. It is okay that, it is okay if you are stuck in between solving your problem. Okay, these are very good. Okay, now not only with the first problem, whenever you will see a particular question, give it a try by yourself. Okay, don't think that Arey yaar, I have just learned the concept. How will I be able to solve this question without seeing any kind of numerical solving by my teacher or professor? No, don't have this mentality. Believe me, this mentality alone have made me self-sufficient in terms of numerical solving. So again, I should write here that this step only, this will develop your develop your own approach. So I should write it in block letters. Okay, and this is very important. I hope that you understood the concept. Okay, now the second part is this is actually very obvious that first you have learned the concept, now worked out examples from authentic sources, from good books, from NPTEL lectures. I will not bet on the coaching lectures, because during my gate preparation I have learned maybe 5 to 10% from the coaching materials. Okay, so I will not bet on the coaching materials, but at the same time I'm not saying that the coaching materials are bad. So this is up to you. Okay, now this thing is very obvious, but it is, let me tell you something that is not very obvious, that is for gate type of examination, practice is equally important as that of learning, if not more. Let me repeat it again. Practice is equally important as that of learning, if not more. So exams like JEE Advanced or Olympiads, there you cannot expect same type of questions, same patterns of questions, and that is why there maybe the concept is more important than practice, or maybe they are equally important. But in GATE examination, no matter if you know a bit less, but if your practice is very good, if you are frequently in touch with your practice questions, then you can crack GATE with a decent marks of 70 to 80. I am talking about mechanical engineering. It is for mechanical engineering, a decent marks is you have to score above 70. Okay. So this is again the step is that try and see the solution. And I know that this second step is very obvious, and maybe you are like, "Arey, ye kya bata rahe?" I know this, but I can bet you the third step, that is the key step, and this you don't know, this you haven't tried, and this you have to try. This is a must for all of you. This third step is something that I almost suggest to everyone who comes to me for just one suggestion, that tell me just one thing that I should apply to my GATE preparation to improve it. So this is the third step, the mistake copy. Now if you are a regular viewer of my channel, then you must know about this mistake copy. But still I would suggest to see this video till the end, because now I will tell you that how this mistake copy can help you specifically for being a numerical solving champion. Okay, so this is a loop. So first, obviously, you now know the concept, you have practiced a bit of worked out examples. Now you should try to solve the independent questions. Now you should try to solve the independent questions. And what do I mean by the independent questions? PYQs and test series. PYQs and test series. So these things are having a specific feature, and that is relevance in terms of GATE examination. And obviously you should take good test series, good authentic test series. For mechanical, from my experience, Exergic is the best test series. Believe me, no one has paid me. I am talking from my experience. So you should start solving PYQs and test series. And now that you have solved so many worked out examples, I will suggest you that if you are comfortable, if you can solve 8 to 10 PYQs in maybe 1 hour, now you should try the time bound practice. Okay, time bound practice. This you should try. This is very important. That is, in GATE examination, you will not get more than 3 minutes in any question. So if you are solving maybe 10 questions, you will take at the most of 5 minutes at first. So if you are solving 10 questions, you will put a timer in your phone or in your alarm clock for 50 minutes. Okay, and you will, if you have an alarm clock, that is best, because phone can actually distract you. So you will put the alarm clock in front of you, and you will see the time also. So time bound practice is important. Now you have to assess. You have to assess. Now what you will assess? So during this assessment, actually you will get to know that in which stage you are. Out of this 6 stages, in which stage you are currently, that you will know when you will be assessing. For example, I will give you an example from engineering maths because this subject is common to all of you. In engineering maths, maybe you are solving linear algebra, and you have to see that if a particular matrix is diagonalizable or not. So the first thing is that you have solved it, then it is perfectly fine. The second thing is you could not do anything, and this is the step 1 or the phase 1 out of those 6 phases. And maybe you know that what is diagonalization, but you don't know that how to see that if this matrix is diagonalizable or not. In the next part, maybe you know that what is the approach to see that if the matrix is diagonalizable, that is, you have to see this. Then if this happens, then the matrix is diagonalizable. If this does not happen, then the matrix is not diagonalizable. But you don't know that what is meant by diagonalization. So all these things can happen. Then you are in 2, 3, 4 or 5. Okay. Now that you know your phase, now you have to get yourself uplifted. And here is the key point that is connected to the specific feature of GATE examination, that is the repeatability. Just because that particular concept, where the concept that you are solving from a good test series, that means because the GATE examination is repeatable, that particular concept has a greater probability to be asked in the actual GATE examination again. Let me repeat it. So you know that GATE examination repeats its concept, and now you are solving a good test series, and because you are seeing that this test series is having this particular question, this particular concept, that means in actual GATE examination also there is a higher chance of this concept being asked. So that is why this method will work. That is, you have to jot down that formula. You have to jot down that formula, that approach, or anything else that you feel that I just lacked this thing. I knew the concept, I knew the approach, but a small trick that I did not know, because of which I was not able to solve this question in 4 minutes. Yes, this can also happen. That is, you know the approach, you know everything, but you did not know a particular trick which could have helped you to solve this question in 2 minutes, and you can solve this question in 5 or 6 minutes maybe by your concept, but that will not work in the examination. So you have to know that trick also. So you will jot down that formula or approach in the mistake copy, and the key is that you have to revise it every night before going to bed. You have to revise it every night going to bed. You have to revise it every night before going to bed. You have to revise it every night before going to bed. So, has this guy become mad? Yes, because I am mad about this step. When I was in my GATE preparation journey, I was also thinking that I know the concept, but still I am not evolving in terms of my numerical solving capability. Then I found that yes, if I go through the PYQs, these are the only concepts that I have to master. So if these are the only concepts that I have to master, let me focus on this concept only. Now this step will help you to focus on these concepts without stressing your brain so much. So I am not telling you that before going to bed you have to study with a very great emphasis that this is the problem, let me see the derivation again. No, you have to just see with complete awareness, not like कि okay this chalo ho gaya, this ho gaya. So you don't have to do this thing. You will see that okay, this formula, this is diagonalization, and today in this mock test I was not getting that what was diagonalization. So this is diagonalization. This much awareness only, that this mistake I did made, and now this is the correct thing. Maybe this is a formula that you have to memorize, because in the GATE examination you cannot afford to derive all the formula. So you will see that, okay, this is the formula of the matrix diagonalization. I know the concept, but this formula I cannot recall during the mock test series. So this is the formula that I have to memorize. You are just saying these sentences to yourself. This is the awareness that you must have. So this you have to do everything. And believe me, during my GATE examination preparation, there were days where I did not studied anything, but I did this step. That is, I took 30 minutes before going to bed, and from first to last, I was just seeing my mistake copy. Yes, this is also a very important thing, that you don't have to see only the mistakes, only the formula that you found today or the yesterday's mock test. You have to revise the whole mistake copy. It will take at max 30 to 60 minutes. Why? Because again, because the same concepts are asked in the test series also, because those are the only important concepts. You will find, sorry about that, you will find that the same concepts are being repeated. So your copy will not be very thick. And that is why I will suggest you that from the start page to the end page, you have to see this mistake copy every day before going to bed. You can see this copy for more than once also in a day, but I will suggest you to go through this copy at least once, and that is, you have to go through this copy before going to bed. So this is a scientific trick, not a magic trick. If you see this copy before going to bed or just after waking up, these concepts which you only tend to forget, this will be embedded into your mind automatically. One more good thing you can get from this mistake copy, maybe you did not know a particular concept. You know linear algebra, but in linear algebra there is a particular concept that you missed. So this concept now you have to learn, and that will take you at max of 15 minutes. You go to any good lecture video or you go to any good book and you learn that concept in 15 minutes, and now you write about that concept in that mistake copy in very brief. So I took this approach, that is, after assessment, the concepts that were new to me, I used to learn only those concepts from manufacturing. And by this approach, I completed only 60 to 70% of syllabus from manufacturing before my GATE. But I was confident enough that this 60 to 70% syllabus is the part of the syllabus which will be asked in the GATE examination for sure. And I was successful. There were questions which were from the chapters which I almost knew nothing. Okay, but I knew only that particular concept from that chapter which was having the highest probability of being asked in GATE examination. And that is how I cracked the manufacturing in GATE examination. Okay, so this mistake copy can actually help you to learn. How to learn? Yes, sorry. Yes, this is the step. The new concept you can learn to revise the particular things which you always tend to forget. And this is the key to numerical solving. This is the key to numerical solving. Obviously, you have to practice a lot, but with the practice, you have to have this mistake copy. This mistake copy will ensure that for that numerical question, you have the concept, you know the approach, and also you have memorized the formula. So thusly, you are covering the entire spectrum of numerical solving championship. And I hope that this video has helped you a lot. Still, if you face that I have all these things, but still I am not able to solve the numerical question, then obviously I will suggest you to post your specific doubt in the comment box. I will surely reply to that. I will surely answer to that, or maybe I will make a new video about numerical solving abilities. But these things I have applied to my GATE preparation journey. And these things have worked not only for me, but also for so many students, for so many juniors whom I have guided. So I hope that this video has helped you a lot, and please, if you think that this guy is trying to do something for you, please subscribe to my channel, please comment something good. That will, I mean, that is the only motivation that I can get from you. Yes, I am getting money, but believe me, if I see that people are not liking my video, no matter how much money we get, that is not something of satisfaction, right? And until the next video, goodbye, take care, and thank you.